The University of St. Thomas is a Catholic urban university located in Minnesota in the United States. Our mission is all for the common good. We see service learning as a catalyst for personal and social transformation that is key to our goal of educating morally responsible leaders. The Shelter Crew is Catholic social teaching in action and creates what Pope Francis calls a culture of encounter, where we reach out, foster understanding, and make a special effort of encountering those who are neglected and marginalized. At St. Thomas, this is at the heart of our mission, and we celebrate all those who are called to this great work of service and learning.
Shelter Crew is a housing justice initiative coordinated through the Center for the Common Good and brought to life by the St. Thomas community in partnership with Catholic Charities. Students, faculty, and staff volunteer at Catholic Charities shelters by checking people in for the evening, preparing hot meals, and building solidarity with our neighbors who are facing systemic barriers. Throughout the semester, students have the opportunity to discuss what they've learned within the context of their Shelter Crew linked courses, or at one of our several co-curricular housing justice activities and discussions we sponsor throughout the year.
The University of St. Thomas and Catholic Charities have had a partnership for quite a while. We have been in community together and recognize that Catholic social teaching really links our missions together. Recognizing the importance of human dignity, the common good, preferential option for the poor. These are things that I think have always really linked our institutions. But it was really through Shelter Crew that I think some of that partnership deepened in a really intentional way, sending students, asking students to really commit to volunteering and to learning about the issue of housing. And so we are able to take many University of St. Thomas students every semester who are continually coming through the doors, serving meals, being a part of our volunteer program in not a one-off way, right? The importance of the program, the importance of Shelter Crew, and I think what makes it unique is that it is not a one-off volunteer experience, but rather students committing to serving in a charity way, but also committing to some education and understanding of the issue.
Before I started volunteering with Shelter Crew, my ideas about homelessness were really influenced by television and media. I was nervous encountering homelessness and would keep my head down and try not to engage. But after engaging with people at Catholic Charities, I have a new perspective. The community members and neighbors I have met all have a story to tell. They are resilient and resourceful and have a great deal of empathy for one another.
It's a task of a Catholic university to open the minds, strengthen the minds, and open the hearts and strengthen the hearts of its students. I've had my students go to the Catholic Charities Center in downtown St. Paul to do just that. And for me as a professor, to be able to see students who after going a couple times can kind of sit down and be with the other, sit down and be with the person who's coming for services, and meet them eye to eye and give them clean sheets or hand them a plate of food and get the compliment back, the thanks back, who can check their bag on the way in and be friendly and welcoming to them, and see the students just being with. They on campus they pass thousands of students a day, and only very few students on campus do they have encounters with. So encounters are special moments. And when they go to Catholic Charities, they can experience an encounter with someone they would never have an encounter with on the street.
At the end of the semester, sometimes coming in to learn from students what they have seen, what they have experienced, to hear some of those ways in which their minds or their hearts have been changed through the semester. And And I then am able to introduce some advocacy efforts to them to say, if we're really plugging into Catholic social teaching, we're not just interested in charity, but we're interested in asking those questions of why did I have to serve that meal in the first place? And so what are the systems and policies in place that we can be a part of changing? And so I get to be there with students, introducing them to that concept, helping them kind of piece through some of these difficult issues, and invite them into being a more sustaining agent of change that would have been different if it was just a one-off volunteer experience.